Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another edition of Much Ado About Nothing. And this week we're doing something we haven't done in quite a while. We are heading to the Pioneer format to play one of my new favorite cards, Book of Exalted Deeds, in this really sweet mono white devotion deck. So let's talk about our book devotion deck, jump into a Pioneer League, and see it in action. All right, so here is our mono white book devotion deck, and I'm actually really excited for this deck. This deck looks really sweet. I just love Book of Exalted Deeds. So of course, we're building around Book of Exalted Deeds, and Book does a bunch of things in this deck. So first off, we got the combo. Same as in Standard, if we can put the Enlightened counter on Faceless Haven, or since we're playing Pioneer, we also have Mutavault. We can turn one of these lands into essentially a Platinum Angel, making it so we just can't lose a game, our opponent can't win the game. Most decks don't have ways to deal with lands, so essentially, if we can pull this combo off in dodge removal and let the animated land go back into land form, in a lot of matchups, it just straight up wins us the game. The combo, even better in Pioneer because of Mutavault. Mutavault, it's only 1 to activate, so we can combo on turn 4, which is 4 mana, instead of needing 6 mana like Faceless Haven. So we do have the combo, and in some matchups, just the threat of the combo is a really, really big deal, but Book does way more than that. We also are a devotion deck, driven by Nykthos Shrine to Nyx, which can make a ton of mana if we can get a bunch of white mana symbols on the battlefield. Book of Exalted Deeds has 3 white mana symbols, which makes it kind of this crazy ramp spell if we can find our Nykthos. And speaking of finding Nykthos and Book of Exalted Deeds, even though we only got 2 Nykthoses, we got a bunch of tutors to find them. Search for Glory, just like in Standard, really good with Book of Exalted Deeds because it can gain us life to make the Angel, and it gets to snag any legendary or snow permanent or even sagas out of our sideboard. We also get Thalia's Lancers, just another tutor for a legend. So even though we only have 2 Nykthoses, we're going to find them pretty often. Also, having all these legendary tutors let us play this kind of sweet toolbox aspect to the deck. We got like Atomic, we got a Lyra, we got a Gisela, we got an Emrakul, we got an Elspeth, we got an Ugin, we got a Shadowsphere. So all these one-of legends, naturally we're not going to draw them all that frequently, especially in an 80-card Yarion companion deck. But thanks to all these tutors, if we get the mana, we can snag Emrakul, win the game, or an Ugin and win the game. Or if we need some life gain, we can grab a Shadowsphere or a Lyra. So even though they're just one-ofs, we find them really consistently thanks to all of our tutors. The other important aspect of the deck is we get a bunch of removal that also adds white mana symbols to the battlefield. Portable Hole, Baffling End, Skyclave Apparition, a solid removal curve, all of it exile-based removal, which is an upside, and the white mana symbols help power up our Nykthos once we get on the battlefield to ramp into our bigger things. Mana base wise, pretty straightforward. A bunch of snow plains, one Amiria's Call, the creature lands we talked about earlier, Nykthos, Field of Ruin. In the sideboard, a bunch more removal as Sweeper, Elspeth Conquers Death, another tutor target, some kind of like tempo-y disruptive creatures for control and combo, Elite Spellbinder, Redain, Gideon for control matchups, Graveyard Hate, and that is mono white book devotion for Pioneer. And that's our Much Ado deck for this week. So we're gonna jump into a league and see what happens. I'm excited for this. We haven't played Pioneer in a while, and I love Book of Exalted Deeds, and I love Devotion. So we got a lot of sweet things going on. Also curious, let me know what you think. I know it's been months since we've played Pioneer. Do you want more Pioneer? What are you feeling about the format? I've heard it's in a really good place, but we're going to find out. So let's jump into our league and find out. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking about Pioneer at the moment. So thanks for watching. Enjoy the gameplay, and I'll be back in a bit with a wrap up. Looking for some sweet new Dungeons and Dragons Adventures in the Forgotten Realms cards? Well, you can order them now from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, by heading over to cardkingdom.com. Much Ado About Nothing time. We are, by popular demand, trying some Pioneer this week with mono white combo devotion. Basically, mono white devotion with the Book of Exalted Deeds combo and ways to tutor up and a legendary sub theme. It should be interesting. Opponent, bunch of mulligans, Dreadwander. Well, let's just get rid of the Dreadwander. Opponent mulligan to 4, no, to 5. Which I assume works in our favor. As long as we can hit our land drops, this hand seems kind of insane. Finding a Nykthos would actually be doubly insane. Well, Snow-Covered Plains, let's Charming Prince, do some scrying. How many lands do we want? I mean, do we win just by curving into Lyra? Probably. You know what? let's just keep them both. This hand is kind of absurd. We have double Skyclave, the lands to get to Lyra, and we can snag this Yarion if our opponent doesn't do anything that we need to answer. Would have been nice if one of them was Nykthos to get to this Ugin, but still. All right, opponent's going to kill the Charming Prince, that's fine. Mutavault, and fires up Mutavault, and hits us. Well, Snookered Plains, Yarion, go. I mean, I guess there's some risk we just get beaten down by Mutavaults, land, Rankle. Well, that's fine, we got the answer to Rankle. Opponent hits us. What do they choose? Each player draws and loses a life. I'll play the land. Skyclave Apparition. Get rid of Rankster. Go. Opponent. More Rankles. Goes attacking. Hits us. Wow. If they win this, I'm going to be very disappointed. Each player draws a card, loses a life. Play Mutavault. So it's been a while since I played Pioneer. What answers could our opponent have to Lyra? Maybe the safest play is just to Yarion. Blink, blink. I think this is fine. Yarion, double blink. Opponent gets a token. They get back Dreadwander. We pass the turn. Skyclave gets rid of Rankle. Portable Hole gets rid of the illusion. All right, we got a bunch of blockers. Our opponent's putting up a fight for mulliganing. I guess they were on the play. We also have the combo. Getting out Book of Exalted Deeds at some point would be nice, because that's going to require our opponent to like leave up mana essentially forever. Because one of the upsides of Book of Exalted Deeds in Pioneer is we have Mutavault, which is much cheaper to activate than Faceless Haven, but also an Angel. Opponent. Well, we survived 2 Rankles, which is nice. Nykthos would still be absurd. Opponent. All right. Has removal for Yarion and has removal for Skyclave. All right. So opponent's running it out. Gets in and hits us. Down to 8. Ooh, Search for Glory. What do we do? So what we want to do is play Lyra. The problem is, if our opponent has another removal spell, we lose. What are the chances? They just cast multiple removal spells. We could also Book of Exalted Deeds and Search for Glory. Make it 3/3. Gain 3. Well, yeah, I think we got a Lyra. Play Snow-Covered Plains. Hope that our opponent does not have removal spell number 4 for Lyra. All right, now to the Eben Legion. That's not a removal spell. And okay, Murderous Rider, also not a removal spell. Opponent passes. Well, we will Search for Glory. Get Nykthos. Play Nykthos. Play Skyclave Apparition. Oh, we could have gained an extra life, couldn't we? Play Skyclave. Get rid of Knight of the Eben Legion. Get in for 5, go to 15. This, attack. Yeah, get in, hit you. Gain some life. Opponent, untaps, draws. Swamp, Mutavault, and Mutavault hits us. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll kill a Mutavault. All right, and now I think we have the combo win, because we can Book of Exalted Deeds, Nykthos, Mutavault, and opponent cannot beat the combo, and, well, opponent made it close on the mulligan, because they had double Rankle, but you can see the value of the combo, like, eventually, and there is some synergy here, like being able to tutor up the Nykthos with Search for Glory, that's actually like kind of huge. Yeah, and then the combo just locks it up. Our opponent cannot actually deal with it. All right, what do we want against mono black aggro? Let's see, Settle the Wreckage seems good. Baffling and Portable Hole seems good. What can we go down is another question. Atomic doesn't seem good. I guess Ugin's a fine tutor target. Maybe Elspeth, Emrakul, and Elspeth, Emrakul. What is our last cut? Lyra's good. Are we going down the Ugin? Do we need a big finisher to tutor for is the question, or is that just not necessary? I guess we can go down Priest of Ancient Lore. All right, let's try it like that. More removal in, couple of sweepers in, mostly big expensive stuff out. Opponent. Yeah, Nykthos is kind of insane in this deck. I feel like that's the real payoff, being able to get a Nykthos. Well, Yarion in Companion Zone. Well, okay, this is fine. We can use one of our tutors to get a Nykthos, hopefully. Opponent, Dread Wanderer. Well, Snow-Covered Plains, go. Opponent, Mutavault, and Scrappy Scrounger gets and hits us. I'll play the land, and yeah, it's just baffling end. Get rid of Scrappy. Opponent. Mutavault. So this means Rankle's most likely coming next turn. Play the land. Is Book too slow? You know, let's play Book. Pass the turn. So I think our plan is search for glory. Do they have the Rankle? All right, no Rankle's nice. So we can search for glory, get a Nykthos, gain 3, make an angel, which is kind of huge. Search for glory. Nykthos. Play Nykthos. Make an angel. And this is going to help with the mana situation for next turn. Opponent land. Mutavault. Can you kill the angel? Yes. And Bloodsoak Champion. Opponent gonna hit us. Down to 9. Snow-covered plains. I think we play the land, play Charming Prince. Gain 3. Nykthos for white. Thalia's Lancers. Get Lyra? Yeah, let's get Lyra. Pass the turn. Get an angel. Book of Exalted Deeds is kind of going off. An opponent. Done. Done, 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 done. Okay. Book of Exalted Deeds. Doing things in Pioneer. That felt pretty good. That actually felt pretty sweet. It's cool to see Search for Glory becoming a card, and that's one of the things I love about this deck is Search for Glory, sure, it's assembled the combo, but it has so much synergy. Like, getting Nykthos is great, snagging a Lyra or Big Finisher is great, so there's actually a lot of synergy even outside of just the Book of Exalted Deeds combo, and as we saw in Game 1, Book of Exalted Deeds combo slams the door shut in some matchups, so, alright, sweet, 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 sweet. Much brew about nothing time. We are pioneering. That's right, pioneering this week with mono white Book of Exalted Deeds Devotion, and it's who we're up against, but Sand seems fine. I mean, removal, combo, tutor for the combo, or something else. Reasonable. We are on the draw, but mono black. All right. Apparently mono black is popular since we actually just played mono black. Portable hole. Get rid of the Knight of the Even Legion. Go. Opponent, Mutavault, and Scrappy Scrounger. 2-drop would be decent. Thalia's Lancers. All right, land you. Land and Knight of the Even Legion. And Mutavault. Well, are we going to be fast enough? That's the question. Opponent gets and hits us down to 15. Well, play the land, Skyclave Apparition, get rid of Knight of the Even Legion. I think we get rid of Knight, and then if we get the chance, we will block this turn. Opponent, 3 cards in hand. All right, Faceless Haven. Rankle would be kind of tough. We don't really have an answer to Rankle now. All right, Swift End kills the Skyclave. Sure, that could have been worse. Opponent gets and hits us down to 12. Well, what do we find? Mutavault. Oh, you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know what? Book of Exalted Deeds. I think we just play Book, but we play the Plains. So our opponent doesn't know we have an angel to put the counter on. And if our opponent taps down, then we just combo next turn and win. If they don't tap down, then we can search for glory and gain life and go that direction. Oh, we might go for it either way. It's got to be tempting for our opponent to just Faceless Haven us. They haven't cast a removal spell yet, though, which makes me a little bit nervous. Murderous Rider. Okay. And game. All right. Well, that went well. Opponent gets and hits us. Combo time. Sure. We'll take our beats. That is acceptable. I mean, unless they're playing an answer like Field of Ruin that they don't usually play. Well, Mutavault. Fire up Mutavault. Book of Exalted Deeds. Counter on the Angel. And Thraben Inspector. And go. All right. Well, now we see if our opponent has a way to deal with a land. We will not be animating this Mutavault again. This was its one turn to be a creature. And now it will safely stay hidden away in land form. I mean, we can also Lancers up a Nykthos and kind of start to go off. Faceless Haven. Sure. I mean, our opponent can hit us for all they got now. Like, we just really don't care. Yeah, we'll block the illusion. Go to -3. Is our opponent familiar with Book of Exalted Deeds? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thalia's Lancers. Get a Nykthos. Go. I mean, I guess we do want to try to... Well, we can't even attack because of Mutavault. Mutavault. I guess we do want to close out the game at some point because maybe they do have like a single Field of Ruin in their deck or something. And if they can find a way to kill the Mutavault, we do immediately die because we are at negative life at the moment. So we would like to actually win the game at some point. That should become a lot easier with this Nykthos mana. Opponent. Rankle? Rankle, sure. Goes to combat, attacks, hits us. I assume we're drawing cards. I mean, I guess our opponent can also make us sack, but each player sacks, sure. We'll sack the Raven Inspector. Opponent can sack probably Dreadwander, yeah. I mean, this does remove white mana symbols that we kind of wanted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, Knight of the White Orchid, no land. Nykthos, Surge for Glory. Not really gaining life, but that's fine. Get a Ugin? Yeah, let's take Ugin. Priest of Ancient Lore. Back up to -5. Trying to dig ourselves out of this hole. Play the planes, pass the turn. I mean, Ugin should be kind of insane. Hit ya. Ugin gets rid of the Rankle at least, which is nice. Because that will keep eating away our board. I mean, the real question is, can our opponent kill the Mutavault in land form? Like, that is the only question. I assume they must be able to, or else they wouldn't be staying in the game. Maybe they're, okay, opponent apparently cannot kill the lad. I guess they were hoping we'd punt and, like, I don't know, go aggro with the Mutavault, which we are, that is never happening. No. Oh, we could have gotten oh my God. I have a tendency to forget my companion. Might get yelled at about that a tiny bit. All right, Tomic out, more removal in, Settle the Wreckage in, Elspeth out, possibly Ugin out. Well, actually, let's go Emrakul out. Emrakul and Ugin. I mean, I don't know if we need a big finisher in this matchup. I think we just need to kill our opponent's stuff, empty their hand, combo, essentially. Yarion, which we will shortly forget about, I'm sure. Ooh, all right, I kind of like this hand. Got a nice little curve, couple of creature lands. Opponent keeping 7. Schwamp, Thoughtseize. Sure, I don't even know what our opponent takes. Thrabes, maybe? Thrabes is pretty good in this hand. The clue is nice, but I mean, so is Skyclave and Knight's fine. I don't think they take Knight. I take that back. They are taking Knight. I was not thinking that would be a good choice, but okay. It is going to ramp us here since we're on the draw, so I guess it makes some amount of sense, but I mean, this is fine. We get to Thraben Inspector. Worst case, next turn we crack a clue into Skyclave. X2, Mutavault. Opponent passing. Search for Glory is pretty sweet. Snow-covered plains, and we will pass the turn. Search for Glory is actually super sweet here. Opponent. One thing black is not very good at is killing artifacts. Wow. Okay. Sure. Heartless Act on the Thraben Inspector. That Thraben Inspector is serious fail. That's like a 10 for 1. Opponent kills it, and we get the clue, and we draw a card. Opponent fires up a Mutavault. Man, opponent must have an expensive hand. They must have a handful of Rankles, I assume. Opponent gets in, hits us. Sure. Down to 18. Or the other thing could be their hands just got a ton of removal, so they're like fine with kind of throwing away a Heartless Act. Well, we will. Faceless Haven. 1, 2, and 3. Search for Glory. Get a Book of Exalted Deeds. Go. Opponent. Search for Glory is actually like a really good card. Wow, they can't even cast a Rankle. I mean, I guess they can just keep Mutavaulting us. Yeah, Mutavault. Only one Mutavault. Gets in, hits us. Sure. Down to 19. Opponent passes. Well, Snow-covered plains. Book of Exalted Deeds. And now we're back to where we want to be, which is our opponent basically needs to leave up removal forever. And they only have one Black Source. They do know about the Mutavault this time. But this is how this deck is so good at getting value out of Book of Exalted Deeds even without comboing. Like, we're just gonna tax our opponent's mana so severely that even if we don't end up activating Book, it's gonna be really big. Down to 7, dude. Opponent passes. Well, Search for Glory. Get a Nykthos. Play Nykthos. Pass the turn, get an Angel. And the Angel's like tax our opponent's removal. Just all around, this is a pretty sweet setup. Opponent untaps. Wouldn't mind a threat. I guess worst case we can get Yarion. Opponent's definitely getting very punished by these colorless lands. Opponent, pass it. Baffling end. Well, go to combat. Hit you with the Angel. Opponent takes it. Well, I mean, 1, 2, 3. Yarion. I might as well play Mutavault since they already know about it. Pass the turn. Thalia's Lancer, some sort of card draw, should let us put this game away. Like, you can see our opponent, they're not advancing their board because, like, they have 7 cards in hand, but they just can't do much because of this Book of Exalted Deeds, because they have to leave up removal every single turn forever. About it. All right, removal kills the angel. And yeah, gonna get him with the Mutavault. Sure. Hits us. Even a Thrabes. We'd even take a Thraben Inspector here. Even that would be sweet. Down to 18. About it. Passes. Charming Prince is kind of sweet. So 1/2. Charming Prince. Gain 3. Snow-covered plains. Yarion. Blank Charming Prince. Pass a turn. Whew. Get an angel. Get back Charming Prince to Scry. And maybe this deck's good against Mono Black. Scry to you. Oh, jeez. Well, we'll keep the Lyra. We don't need to settle the wreckage. I mean, we're ridiculously far ahead at the moment. I don't know how our opponent wins from here, honestly. Like, they have to leave up removal for the combo, but they also have to kill our stuff or they're just gonna die to janky angel beads. Like, that is a tough position to be in. About it. Thought seizes. Sure. Handful of removal in case our opponent does ever do anything. This deck's actually really sweet. Takes Portable Hole. Would you like to tap your last black mana? Opponent says no. Well, 1, 2, and Nykthos. Actually, let's do it this way. 1, 2, Nykthos. Lyra. We want to leave up the mana to combo if our opponent taps out to kill something. About it. Death. Destruction. Book of Exalted Deeds. Well, go to combat. Hit ya. About it. Takes it down to 3. That gains us life. That makes an angel. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, this is a perfect example of what the combo, the threat of the combo can do. We don't even got to activate it, and just having it sit on the battlefield won us this game. Like 1,000,000%. Our opponent hasn't been able to develop their board at all because they have to leave up removal every single turn for the combo. So just getting down Book of Exalted Deeds with either Faceless Haven or Mutavault, that's what's won us the game. You know our opponent's got action. They got 6 cards in hand. They just can't develop their board and leave up combo protection. And if we combo, they just lose the game. They can't actually recover. So that is a textbook example of how Book of Exalted Deeds can win a game without really doing much of anything, just by sitting on the battlefield and threatening to do something. All right, well, would like to play a non-mono black deck, but sweet. Much brew about nothing time. We are Book of Exalted Deedsing, mono white devotion in Pioneer. Let me know what you think about Pioneer, honestly. So, I don't know, Pioneer, it's fun. It is a fun format, and it is in a much better place than it has been. I don't know. There's some people who are constantly asking me to play more Pioneer. Other people don't care. Do you want to see Pioneer? Like, is this exciting you? Are you avoiding this video? Are you avoiding this video because it's Pioneer? I'm very curious, so let me know in the comments what you think. I mean, you let me know what you think about this deck too, but we'll keep 1. Thalia's Lancers is really good. I don't know if we want to draw 2 though, especially when we don't quite have enough lands yet. Opponent, Hinterland Harbor, and passes. Go to combat, hint ya. Field of Ruin. What is our opponent playing? The downside to not playing Pioneer in a while is I don't know what our opponent's up to. Niv-to-Light? Probably Niv-to-Light, right? Actually, is Niv-to-Light even a Jengatha deck? It seems like it could be. Is there something else it could be? It could also be, I don't even know. I don't know. You know what? We're just gonna pass. I don't know what our opponent's doing. Maybe an Omnath pile? It might just be like 4-color Omnath. Gross Spiral. All right, so I think it's 4-color Omnath. There's like a 4-color Omnath Jeskai Ascendancy deck running around. This is probably it. About it. Taps. I guess we should have snagged Yarion over Field of Ruin, shouldn't we have? That happens every time I play a companion deck. I get yelled at. It's like a commander. Can you blame me? Have you ever watched me play commander? I never play my commander either, although I have gotten better, but now I forget my companion on occasion. All right, so it's definitely the 4-color spells deck with Omnath and whatnot, Jeskai Ascendancy, Crack's Fable Passage. I mean, Field of Ruin does offer some value. I don't know how many basics they got, but opponent cracks and cracks, plays the carry added, sure, and passes. Well, we will blow up a land. I don't think it really matters, but might as well. Get a Snow-Covered Plains, untap. Knight of the White Orchid, get a land. Play the land, and this time we will take Yarion. Well, I think this deck is pretty combo-y. I don't think I've ever actually played against this specific build of the deck. But I think our opponent's deck is relatively combo-ish. There's Jeskai Ascendancy that we can't currently deal with. And oh my god, 2 Caryatids. Yeah, that's not great. Ooh, that is great. We will... Yeah, we gotta get rid of Jeskai Ascendancy. Skyclave Apparition. Get rid of Jeskai Ascendancy. It would be nice to be able to tutor something up, but opponent's going to opt. Sure. Looking for probably another Ascendancy. Expressive Iteration. What hate cards do we have for this archetype? Opponent's got to be getting low on basics. Fabled Passage cracks it. Plains. Oh my god, another Jeskai Ascendancy. Does our opponent immediately win? Chain to the Rocks. Ooh, this is going to hit our Skyclave, isn't it? Untaps. Loots. Yariam Blinking Skyclave to get rid of the Jeskai Ascendancy would have been helpful. Yeah. Sure. Opponent. Sylvan Awakening. We're dead, right? This is the combo, because now all of our opponent's lands are creatures, so they tap and untap with Jeskai Ascendancy. Okay, that's kind of sweet. Yeah, we're super dead. Opponent. Sweet mother. More Chain to the Rocks. Okay. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So our opponent needs any spell, basically. Any spell and we're dead. I mean, we're in horrible shape anyway, but looks like any spell taps all their mana. We even answered the Jeskai Ascendancy. They just found another. Yeah, this might be tough. Oh, Jingatha? Does our opponent not have the win? Okay, so opponent, yes, very easily has the win. Okay, well, what do we have that hits on... I guess essentially Storm. This is about as close as you can get to Storm in Pioneer, I think. Well, Settle the Wreckage can fizzle the combo turns. Portable Hole does literally nothing. Baffling End does literally nothing. Redain, I guess, does something. Disenchant deals with Ascendancy. Spellbinder? Ugin, if we ever get it down, is awesome. We can go down the Elspeth. I think Rest in Peace at least does a little something. Skyclave's good. Rest in Peace in, Rest in Peace in. Maybe good on Shadowsphere. Incident Life Gain doesn't seem especially helpful. And maybe Gisela? If we had the full meld combo, it might be worth keeping, because I don't know if this deck can beat meld. Well, let's give it a go like that. Go down all that targeted removal that doesn't do anything. Bring in a bit of disruption, although honestly, we don't have a ton that is really good against this deck. I feel like the matchup probably gets a bit better, but I'm still not sure how confident it is. Probably, potentially, our best way of winning is going to be just comboing. I assume our opponent's deck cannot beat the Book of Exalted Deeds combo. Opponent, tap land, and passes. Well, play the land, go to combat, hit ya, and... You know what, let's just scry with Charming Prince. If we can find a combo piece... Well, there's Mutavault. All right, so Snowland to the bottom, Mutavault to the top. Well, we got a plan. Search for Glory for Book of Exalted Deeds. Get the counter on the Mutavault. Growth Spiral. Yeah, opponent passes. Well, we will Snow-Covered Plains. Search for Glory. Get a Book of Exalted Deeds. Hit ya. Down to 14. The other question is going to be just like what answers our opponent could have. Opponent, Sylvan Caryatid, Glacial Fortress, passes. We will Knight of the White Orchid, get a Snow-Covered Plains. Snow-Covered Plains, Book of Exalted Deeds, go attacking. Well, okay, I guess this is the moment of truth. Do we die this turn? Does our opponent have instant speed removal to fizzle the combo? Opponent, Omnath, very strong Magic the Gathering card. Do they have a fetch? They do. So, Omnath for free, Fabled Passage cracks it. All right, yeah, tons of mana again. Jingatha. I mean, we gotta go for it. We have to go for it. I don't know what answers they could have, but I mean, we gotta do it. So, Mutavault, activate it, Angel it, pass the turn. Well, now we see if our opponent is playing an answer. Opponent, gonna keep going off with Omnath. Jeskai is set. I mean, all right, so opponent's doing they got everything. They got everything they could possibly want, but we got a Mutavault Platinum Angel. Will that save us? I mean, the question is basically, do they have an answer in their deck? Opponent, passing. Well, crack the clue draw card. Lyra. Well, Lyra. Thraben Inspector. Snow-Covered Plains. The problem is, if our opponent does have an answer in their deck, they're likely to find it, because they should be able to go through most of their deck here. Opponent cycles a Triome, untaps. Omnath value. We have 6, kick back and see if our opponent's playing sideboard answer. Sylvan Awakening. All right. Sure. So opponent, infinite mana, essentially. Can they kill the Mutavault? Opponent. Ops. I mean, so because our opponent's not conceding, my assumption is they must be playing like Cleansing Wildfire or something in the sideboard specifically to get out of this situation. We'll see. They could just be practicing their combo, I guess. Opponent. No, they're just good. So, all right. So, opponent, their stuff's going to be huge. It's going to go through their entire deck. We got that figured out. It should be very unlikely they fizzle at this point with double looting every instant or sorcery they cast or every non-creature they cast. So, yeah. I mean, do they have an answer? That is the one and only question. Treasure Cruise, double loots. I mean, they got to, right? They got to, or they wouldn't be doing all this. We definitely can't scoop. If we didn't have the combo, we'd be scooping because our opponent wins here. There's no way we don't die without the combo. Like, there's stuff, every spell they cast is giving +2/+2, and they're making infinite mana, essentially. Like, they have 20 mana floating, so it's, like, they're gonna do everything they want. But can they kill the Mutavault? Opponent. I guess we could ask them. All right. Third Jeskai Ascendancy. Yeah, this feels like a tough matchup. We're not as disruptive against spell decks as we are against like creature decks and permanent decks. Our life gain doesn't do much against this because when our opponent's going to win, they're going to win by a ridiculous amount. And if they also have combo answers, this might just be a matchup that is really tough for our deck. Opponent. Yeah. Well, if there's good news, it's that there's only 32 cards left in our opponent's deck. So sooner or later, they are going to just have drawn them all, and then we will have the answer as to whether they can kill the Mutavault. This deck looks kind of neat. I mean, it's basically Storm and Pioneer, which is kind of cool. Could be fun. Depends on if we keep playing Pioneer, but this could be a fun deck to try in the future. Jeskai Ascendancy Storm. Are we gonna keep playing Pioneer? That's a real question. Let me know in the comments if we should, or if we should just focus on other formats. The Pioneer story makes me sad because I really like Pioneer. I mean, when it's not getting wrecked by horrible combo, not this deck, but like when we had Inverter and whatnot, when it's not getting wrecked by Theros Beyond Death combos, like it's actually a really fun format. It's just so lacking in support. I feel so bad for it. I got wrecked by Paper Magic going on hiatus, then Wizards decided not to put it on Arena, and oh my goodness, all those things add together. But let me know what you think. Should we keep pioneering, or should we just play Modern and Historic and Legacy and whatnot on occasion, Standard? Let me know. Also, I should probably do this more, but if there's one thing you could do that actually helps the channel and costs 0 money, it's actually just hitting the like button on videos, which is kind of ridiculous. But this long drawn out combo while we wait to see if our opponent has Cleansing Wildfire in their deck, which they must because they wouldn't be doing this if they didn't. Or maybe they're trying to bore us into a concession. It is possible if they're just going to keep dirtling and hope that we scoop. That is the other possibility. But yeah, if you're ever looking for a free way to support the channel, the like button actually does help because YouTube algorithms, all that ridiculous stuff that no one understands, but apparently that is a thing that matters. All right, opponent, 60 mana-ish floating. All right, there it is. It has been found. So yeah, I mean, this might just not be a winnable matchup for our deck. I mean, we pulled off the combo as quickly as possible, but our opponent had the answer, and we just don't really have the ability to interact with this. Like, there's not enough spell hate, so a little too fair in this case, which is funny because we had a can't die combo. But all right, yeah. Oh my god, those bells are still going. You probably heard those bells going in the background. I was trying to wait until they're done, but apparently the song never ends. So all right, much brew but nothing time. You can enjoy the bells in the background if you can indeed hear them. We're playing some Pioneer. Yes, Pioneer. You heard me correctly. Pioneer Mono White Book of Exalted Deeds Devotion. And sounds cute. No combo pieces, but I mean, reasonable curve, some powerful stuff. This can get Nykthos. See what our opponent's up to. Blooming Marsh. And oh boy, Elvish Mystic. All right, removal, please. Well, Snow-Covered Plains. Go. Pathway, and Mayhem Devil. Removal, please? Another priest. Well, we'll play Tomic because we're not doing anything else. Kind of a frightening situation. Opponent won the die roll, had the mana dork, and they are pretty far out in front at the moment. Gonna need to hit removal for this Mayhem Devil at least. Overgrown Tomb tapped. Priest of Forgotten Gods. All right, removal now off the top, please. Magic Gods, you can do it. I got faith in you. Baffling End. Oh my god, that is Baffling End. Okay. The question is, what do we hit, actually? Do we get rid of the Mayhem Devil? Do we get rid of the Priest? Opponent has, like, a million things that need to be removed. Well, I guess we get rid of Mayhem Devil. Our opponent doesn't have anything that's super easy to sacrifice at the moment, so hopefully this is okay. We would like to continue to draw removal spells. That Baffling End was clutch in our 80 card Yarion deck. If that Mayhem Devil lived, oh, we're gonna be in really bad shape. But that was a huge draw opponent. Whoa, Strider. All right, well, there's some stuff to sacrifice. Yeah, well, next up we got to get rid of the Priest. Opponent, sacks, drains us, mana, tap land. Okay, well, that could have been worse. Removal for the Priest. Land, well, Priest Angel Lord, draw a card, gain a life. Snow-covered plains. Pass the turn. All right, things are getting interesting. Hopefully our opponent doesn't draw a Collected Company. We need them to just not have enough bodies to keep sacrificing, basically. Prosperous Innkeeper. Yup. And land. And, Mayhem Devil. Oh, that's really bad. Clothis. Okay. Okay. Well, we're alive. We're alive. Opponent. No attacks. All right. That could have been worse. We draw land. So what is our plan now? I guess we just play the land. Thalia's Lancers. This is very interesting. I think Book of Exalted Deeds. I think we are back to trying to set up the combo to some extent. Pass the turn. So next turn we can book Search for Glory. Interesting. Opponent's getting a little desperate. Ooh, to the top. Gotta be Coco. I don't know what they keep outside of Coco or Mayhem Devil. And Corvald, if they're playing Corvald, but Scry at the top means gotta be something good. Opponent. Corvald? Mistap Corvald. Bolas is, oh my god. Okay. Well, that is also really good. Land. Oh no. And a Mayhem. Oh my god. And a Mayhem Devil. Oh. Well, yes, that is incredibly bad for us. Oh, we're super dead. Opponent sacks the Priest to Scry. Pings. Yeah. We don't have an answer to this. To the bottom. Opponent passes. Snow-covered plains. Okay, so how can we do this? Elspeth, like, the problem is the Bolas is Citadel. Let's Search for Glory. Is there anything that's an answer? We could try to get Emrakul, but I think it's gonna be too slow. Ugin. I mean, we could just take Ugin, but then we're still multiple turns away from playing it. Could gain life with Shadow Sphere. Let's take Nykthos. Play Nykthos. Book of Exalted Deeds. Attack. I mean, if we can get our opponent lore and life, that's less they can cast with the Citadel. Citadel's just such a powerful card. Such a powerful card. We get an Angel. Opponent untaps, gains life. They are at 13. They go up to 15. Yeah, you never want to see your opponent untap with a Citadel. Opponent untaps. Drains us. I mean, if we get to untap, we have some slight hope. Opponents. Wow, sacks a Mayhem Devil. Looking a little desperate to the bottom. Another Woe Strider. Catacomb Sifter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I think this setup should let our opponent win. Because this is going to gain them back some life. Elvish Mystic for free. And they just scry so much now that they have this Catacomb Sifter too. The only good news is we're at 13, so just a Citadel activation isn't lethal. They need to find like another Mayhem Devil. Scries. The other thing is, even if we untap, we don't necessarily win. Scries. What are they looking for? They've scried a ridiculous amount. Collected Company. That's probably what they're looking for. Whiff, please? Woe Strider, Mayhem Devil. Yeah, now that does do it. I mean, that's why you can't let your opponent untap with a Bolas' Citadel. Land of Rouse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another Mayhem Devil. Sure. Well, Portable Hole in, Baffling Ended. Rest in peace in. His Disenchant, like, we do gotta be afraid of the Citadel. We do need answers to it. Tomic doesn't do anything. We can trim a Knight of the White Orchid. Maybe like Gisela, Elspeth. Redain could be all right. Like being on the play, maybe we could just get rid of the Knight of the White Orchids. Emrakul's insane if we never get it down. I don't know if we never get it down. I guess Elspeth Conquers Death also answers a dork. Also answers Bolas's Citadel. Let's try it like that. So we really want to see removal in our opening hand, I think. Well, this Emrakul's a million years away, but if we ever can resolve it, it should be kind of good. Snow-covered plains, go. Pathway, Llanowar Elves. Well, snow-covered plains. Answer the Llanowar Elves. Go. Another Llanowar Elves. And an Overgrown Tomb. Removal, please? Book of Exalted Deeds. Well, in that case, we're going to play Book of Exalted Deeds. Pass the turn. Oh my god. So many mana dorks. And a land. And a Catacomb Sifter. Search for Glory. Get a Nykthos. Play Nykthos. Pass the turn. Get an Angel. Oh, opponent has so much mana. So Emrakul's 12 right now. We can get this in the graveyard. That helps a little. The thing is, if we can ever get Emrakul down, we should be able to just sack our opponent's entire board, which, like, Emrakul should win us the game. Ugh, another Sifter. Opponent passes. Priest of Ancient Lore. Play Charming Prince. Huh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's scry. Okay. Put on top. Put on top. Snow-covered plains. Make some mana. Priest of Ancient Lore. Draw Thrabes. Play Thrabes. Get a clue. Hit our opponent with the Angel. Ship the turn. Opponent gonna start scrying. To the bottom, to the bottom. All right, another Llanowar Elves. Opponent passes. I'll play Field of Ruin. Nykthos makes 7. Let's Skyclave Apparition. Get rid of a Catacomb Sifter. Opponent's gonna scry. But now we have enough mana that we can get and play Yarion. Well, make mana, Yarion. Play it. This should be pretty decent. Blink. And opponent, done. Done, 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 done. All right, opponent had all the mana dorks, but only 1 Black Source. And yeah, now we're in insane shape because we blink this, blink this, blink this, blink this, blink this. We get to kill the Catacomb Sifter. We get to kill an Elvish Mystic. We get to draw a card. We get to gain life. And now we get to untap an Emrakul. So, well, gotta do it with our opponent on the play. Can we do it one more time? That did go pretty well, though. That did go well. Oh, maybe we want this Elite Spellbinder 2? That is a way we can slow down a Citadel or a Collected Company, either of which seem relevant. I think what we want most of all is just to see a Portable Hole in our opening hand to answer the Mana Dork. With our opponent being on the play, the Mana Dork can just snowball so hard. Opponent's mulliganing. You know what? I think we keep this. We don't have a removal spell, but our opponent's mulliganing. We have a good curve. We can slow down the Citadel, and we have the Nykthos. Definitely still scared of just how fast of a start these Mana Dorks can get off to, but, well, Snow-Covered Plains and Thrabes. Get a clue, go. Opponent. Blood Crypt. Untapped. Catacomb Sifter. Removal? Yes. All right, so Baffling End. Definitely hitting the Mystic here. Just to slow our opponent down. Pass the turn. They only got 2 cards in hand. That is not a ton. Opponent. Overgrown Tomb tapped. Innkeeper. Hits us. No blocks. Ooh, Portable Hole 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could like Charming Prince Portable Hole the Scion. Let's just, that does get more white mana symbols, which is nice. I think we just Snow-Covered Plains, Elite Spellbinder. Well, opponent's just got a land in hand. All right, that's all our opponent's got. Pass the turn. Opponent, Priest, but we got an answer for that. Opponent gaining life is fine. Still a little worried about them just drawing the Citadel. Ooh, Skyclave Apparition. That's also pretty good. I'll play Nykthos. Skyclave Apparition. Get rid of Catacomb Sifter. Portable Hole. Get rid of Priest of Forgotten Gods. Go to combat, hit ya. I mean, the more damage we can pour on, the less our opponent can do if they draw a Citadel. Down to 15. They do have the mana to cast it if they draw it right now. Okay, just a land. That's good news. Opponent passes. This Nykthos is gonna start doing some work, I think. Nykthos. 6 mana, 7 mana. Okay, so let's go to combat. Attack, attack. Opponent takes it. Make some mana. Charming Prince. Blink Skyclave. Thalia's Lancers. Take Ugin. Skyclave, get rid of Innkeeper. Opponent needs something really good here. And opponent done. Done. Well, we got to see our opponent go off in game 1. Game 2 and game 3, the synergies came through. Stack's actually sweet. I like this deck. I like this deck quite a bit. And we're feeding the kids up to 3-1. Well, maybe Pioneer's back. Maybe. Much brew about nothing time. We are pioneering. Seriously, playing Pioneer this week with a mono white Book of Exalted Deeds Devotion and a Yarion to forget, of course, obviously. We remember like 50% of the time, I would say. 50-50 to remember the companion. That sounds fine. I mean, got some filtering, got some card draw up against Luris, which... who knows? There are several Pioneer decks that can be playing Luris, so could be like Artifacts, could be Burn, maybe a Pyromancer style deck. So we'll see. We'll know more once our opponent Auras. Auras. What do we do about Auras? I mean, I guess Auras, the combo would be good if we can set it up. Plains. Auras. Selfless Savior. Interesting. Snow-covered Plains. Yeah. That makes me think Auras if they're playing Selfless Savior. Opponent. Cartouche. And Ethereal Armor. Well, thankfully we have the Skyclave, which should be a million for one here. Snow-covered Plains, Charming Prince. Do some scrying. Wow, those are 2 really good cards. Put on top. Jeez. Okay. Things have taken a turn for the better. We have removal for days that does not really care about indestructible. Kind of awkward to have to go in on a Selfless Savior, because you want to be sacking this to save another creature. Another Selfless Savior, and Ethereal Armor. About it. Goes to combat. Attacks. Well, we will block. We just want to keep our life total high, I think. Opponent passes. I'll play Snow-covered Plains. Portable Hole. Get rid of Selfless Savior. Opponent sacks it. Well, Charming Prince. Let's just gain 3. We already know we want to draw the Skyclave past the turn. Opponent goes combat, hits us. We take it. And Sram. Well, that's gotta die. Faceless Haven. Skyclave. Get rid of Sram. Pass the turn. Opponent. Griffspoon. Alright, that's 4 in the air. And a Selfless Savior. But our opponent's out of cards. If we can draw a land to get this Yarion down, that should win us the game, I think. Emrakul. Emrakul is not the best draw. Now let's Skyclave Apparition. Get rid of Griffspoon. Pass the turn. Oh, we just need to stay alive, get Yarion. We need to draw land. Opponent. All that glitters goes to combat. Attacks. We will chump. Come on, land. Land lets us get Yarion and play Charming Prince. Okay, there's a land. So, 1, 2, 3. Yarion. 1, 2. Charming Prince. Gain 3. And now we're set up exactly where we need to be. We can take this hit, Yarion blink everything, and then we're in business. Opponent, go try to get to Yarion. That is a bit of a problem. Hits us. We take it. We get to untap. Yarion. And opponent scoops it up. The Yarion is basically a wrath. We get to get rid of everything here. Well, we overcame the Auras that game. Now we get to bring in Portable Hole. We get to bring in Baffling End. We get to bring in Double Settle the Wreckage. We get to go down Emrakul, Elspeth, Tomic, and probably Shadow Sphere. Try like that. This might actually be a decent matchup just because we have so much exile-based removal. So our removal doesn't really care about all of our opponent's protection. I guess if they have Elsa to Life's Bounty, it cares a bit, but we have plenty of answers as long as we draw them. And then the combo also seems like it should be game over, and Auras doesn't have that many instant speed removal spells. So this might actually be a good matchup for us. All right, Yarion. I mean, we gotta keep this. There is some risk that we just never draw land, but good God, Portable Hole Double Baffling End that is what we want to see against Auras. Opponent doing a little Boggle-style mulliganing. Caves of Koilos. Elsid of Life's Bounty. Sure. Land, please. All right, we draw the land, which is great. Yeah, let's just Thraben Inspector. Pass the turn. See if we end up regretting not just killing the Elsid. Opponent. Thoughtseize. Well, I wonder if our opponent scoops after seeing this hand. Takes a portable hole, passes. Play the land. Yeah, we'll just pass. Pass, sack the clue. Opponent draws a land. Sram. Well, thankfully, we have an answer to that. All right, we draw the land, which is nice. Opponent passes. I'll play the land, baffling end. Get rid of the Sram. Pass the turn. Opponent, all that glitters, hits us, sure. Well, baffling end. Get rid of the else it. Hit ya. I think our next step is trying to get the combo down if we can. All right, well, now we got to kill the Sram. Baffling end. Kill the Sram. Hit ya. Opponent. Passing. Well, Book of Exalted Deeds. Hit ya. Actually, we might just go for Nykthos. Nykthos seems kind of absurd here. Search for glory. Nykthos. Nykthos. Hit ya. Make an angel. And now we got mana for days. An opponent, done, and the deck actually kind of crushed it. We finished with a 4-1. I gotta say, I really enjoyed this. This is the first time I've played Pioneer in like 6 months or something, and I gotta say, the format seems like it's in a pretty healthy, fun place. And it kind of makes me sad that it's not getting more support because that was a fun league. We played 4 different decks, doing a whole bunch of different things. There was nothing that felt miserable or broken. We got to see combos. We got to see fair decks. It actually seems like Pioneer's in a good place right now. The problem is it's just not getting the support. And if it doesn't get support, then the community doesn't care as much. So you have this like negative snowball that is, you know, kind of hurting the format. But let me know. Let me know if you want to see more Pioneer because I actually had a lot of fun playing this league in this deck. Ooh, Bloodstained Mire and a bunch of play points. Bloodstained Mire probably got some value at the moment on Moto. 8 ticks. Not bad. Up to $50 in paper, which is insane. Plus a bunch of play points. That's a pretty good treasure chest. Not quite. Ooh, Gauntlet of Power. Aetherling. Oh, there was a time when Aetherling, best control finisher in Standard. So not quite a like Force Negation or Ragavan, but still, good open. Platinum Empyrean. Oh, that deck has not been around in Modern much anymore. Well, 2 more to go. Force Negation, complete set. Johnny the Greatheart. And some play points. Well, 1 more shot. Come on. Something expensive. Agent of Treachery. Agent of Treachery, nice fair card. Actually, it really is. It's the other stuff that make it broken. Well, really, we can't complain about those chests. We got the fetch land and a decent amount of play points, so yeah, the rest of the chests are kind of meh, but even that 1 good open makes it worth it. So yeah, I guess we'll talk about the deck in the wrap up. Actually, with 80 cards, I wonder if it's easier to just talk about it here. It might be. So anyway, let's do a quick wrap up. Let's do a quick wrap up here. I'll be back at the wrap up. We'll talk about it in a minute. So what did we learn this week about Mono White Book Devotion and about the Pioneer format in general? And I gotta say, the deck was good and the format was actually shockingly fun. So we got 4-1 with the deck. Our 1 loss came to a pretty sweet like Jeskai Ascendancy Storm style deck. Otherwise, we beat Mono Black twice. We beat an Auras deck. We beat a Jund Sacrifice deck. So we played a bunch of different styles of deck, from like aggro to kind of like combo and more mid-range, only losing to the Jeskai Ascendancy deck, which I don't think we're going to be very often. Like, that's like a spell-based combo deck, and our deck is really good at dealing with things on the battlefield. We can go toe-to-toe with other decks that are like playing creatures and so forth, but we just don't have a lot of hate for opponents spell slinging for the most part. So I think that's just a pretty bad matchup, but pretty happy with the 4-1 record overall. We got to see the combo be very impressive. We won games because of the combo, although against the Ascendancy Storm deck, we actually comboed and still lost because they were playing Cleansing Wildfire in their sideboard, so it's not 100% infallible like it is in Standard 2022 or was in Standard 2022, but still, it locked up the game against like Mono Black, against Auras. It was really good. So we saw the combo be really good. More importantly, we saw the threat of the combo be insane. In our second Mono Black matchup, we had Mutavault, we had Book of Exalted Deeds, but we never activated it. There were times when we could have just went for it, but we just left it on the battlefield, and our opponent had to leave up like 2 or 3 mana every single turn, which meant they couldn't really develop their board, And then we ended up winning just by like casting Lyras and casting Thalia's Lancers in our random creatures and making a couple angels with Book of Exalted Deeds. And just the threat of the combo was really, really impactful to the game. So even if you don't actually fully combo, the threat of it kind of manatizing your opponent every single turn by forcing them to leave up removal is really, really impressive. The other thing I want to mention is Pioneer kind of felt great at the moment. We played 4 different decks in our 5-match league. We played a lot of diverse things. It wasn't all, the same colors. We had to play mono black twice, but it felt like a really diverse format. Nothing in this league at least felt broken. It felt really fun. So I kind of think Pioneer's in a really sweet place right now, and I kind of feel bad that it's not getting more support. Like, oh, it'd be so sweet if it could come onto Arena or get more tournaments, but I don't know. I was very impressed with Pioneer, and I kind of want to play more Pioneer, but I really want to know what y'all think. Like, if you're just done with Pioneer, I get it. I mean, we're still going to play tons of Modern and play some Legacy and Standard 22 and Historic, all that kind of stuff. Like, we're going to do all that stuff, but should Pioneer be more a part of the mix? We've kind of fallen away from it thanks to a whole bunch of things. It losing support, players losing interest, the pandemic. There's a whole bunch of things that kind of went into it. Combo spring last year after Theros Beyond Death. So we had all these horrible things go wrong in the format, but should we be playing more Pioneer based on today's league? It felt really fun and really diverse, so I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, that's been Mono White Book Devotion for Pioneer. That's been our Bunch of Brew for this week, so thanks for watching. Again, let me know what you think about Pioneer. More? Less? What do you want? Let me know in the comments. Thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.